Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining me. It's a bit windy, so we'll have to tolerate that with the mic, and hopefully I'm loud enough. We'll see how the vertical live stream works out now that we get a chance to be out in Niagara Falls. I was hoping for some warmer weather. Been wearing t-shirts for a couple of weeks now, but it is not that way today. We're looking at about 0 Celsius-ish, and boy, is it cold. Thank you for being here. Scratch and PPA, of course, my dear friend, my love, Kristen Welton. Antoinette at Fun, it's good to see you. Lana Taurus, Lana Tristan, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Canadian Family Life, good to see you as well. Cooking, Baking Lane and Derpy Playground was first in the door. PJ's Homestead Adventure, good to see you here. Yeah, it is something else. I literally stopped at a variety store and bought a toque on my way over here. I just didn't have one ready, and I was lucky. The variety stores, you'd expect to pay 4 times the price for something, but they got everything like on sale, and it would have been $10 anyway, so I don't know, $6-7. But thank you everybody for coming in. The blue sky was peeking through the clouds a little bit, so I mean, we can hope for that. I expect to be out for about an hour. That's the Horseshoe Falls right there, and actually in the background you can see Seneca Niagara. That's the American casino on Niagara Falls, New York, of course. So when we're looking at the Niagara Falls from here, we're obviously looking at New York all the time. Far off in the distance is the Rainbow Bridge. That's I've crossed there 100 times probably. This is just a lookout spot. I often start from here. We'll head all the way up the falls. You can see the American Falls off in the distance there as well. Niagara Falls is a beautiful city. I was born, raised, grew up in Toronto. But I've been living in Niagara Falls now for 7.5 years-ish. And it is a wonderful place to live. So we're out of season right now. It'll be much, much, much busier when the good weather returns. Sometimes we can hear the falls from our place if we have a window open. DJ's Adventures and Beyond, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And we'll give this vertical live a try. Pardon me. I did one the other day, and Pete was telling me that it took a little while to get into the shorts feed, but it eventually got there. So hopefully we'll have some luck, because it could mean an influx of new viewers, right? Pardon me. I'm at 9,800 subscribers right now, and I was really hoping to hit 10,000 before soon, like now, because there's a feature that unlocks when you have 10,000 called YouTube Giving, and you can do fundraisers. Let's get a look here before we get in front of everybody. I say it every time, but the sheer power of the force of these falls, mesmerizing. Mist doesn't seem to be flying in our direction. When you look at the ground, you can see a little bit of wetness, and that's likely because the winds change directions and the mist comes over. It often feels like it's raining. Oh, thank you, Scratch and PPA. I'm sure it'll get there. We'll know if there's a jump in viewers, but thank you. Pete is an incredible supporter. He literally supports every single thing I do, for which I'm grateful. I noticed as I started the stream and I was using the other phone to check the chat that it flipped me right into the copyright-free music channel. So I have the live redirect set that after this stream it'll go over there. It's another channel I have with all copyright-free music, and I know that is something that has happened many times to people mentioning it. They're like, what happened? I just got flipped out of the stream into something else. So there's some kind of a glitch. It's been going on for months. Hopefully YouTube takes care of that. And this is where we get a little bit of a better view, obviously. The boats won't be out now. We're out of season and it's probably far too dangerous. While we can't see any ice, I don't know if there could be any down there. Like I said, it's been t-shirt weather for weeks for me. Yeah, thank you, Scratch and PPA. Not to mention it's Sunday. I guess it's Monday. It's not the weekend, is it? I lose track of days sometimes. I was going to say it'd be a very busy day, but I'm just grasping at straws when I think about why things happen. But thank you, everybody, for watching and hanging out. And thank you for that, Canadian Family Life and People. It's great that is starting to work. And I'm using Streamlabs today. So I set up the stream in advance on the YouTube app. Like always, when you're doing mobile, my recommendation is always to start with the YouTube app, schedule it out, and then you can plug into it with Streamlabs or Prism or whatever you're going to use. This is a place called Table Rock. There's like gift shops in there and a restaurant. Kristen and I did a stream there once. Kristen's lived here her whole adult life, so she knows much more about the area than I do. I still have a lot to learn. She also took me for my first ever helicopter ride as a Valentine's Day gift. We went together for the Niagara tour. It's as spectacular as you'd imagine. I didn't make a video. I was just in the beginnings of my YouTube journey, and she surprised me with it. Literally, like we were driving, and as we pulled into the place, I was like, hey, where are we going? Oh, is this the... Oh my God, it is. And then, within moments, we were ready to go in the helicopter. So I was far too excited, nervous, and everything else. So I wasn't able to film. I wanted to enjoy it, but if we could do it again, we'll make a video. Off in the distance, you can almost see the zip line. There's a little road that goes from the bottom of the hill or escarpment here, whatever we want to call this, and that hill is where a golf cart takes you back. You can kind of see the platform at the bottom of the zip line, and it goes up to where the top of the zip line is. That one takes about 45 seconds to do. But I also did a video, it's on the channel, if you wanted to see that as well. Pardon me. Way too early in the day to be able to see any kind of lights on the falls, but I try to mix up these streams and go out a few times a year. So another time I'll expect to be out at night, but I've done lots of these things. Lots of firework videos. Fireworks here are quite low. They shoot them from the bottom by the water or down on this platform here possibly. I'm unsure. But because they're so far down, when the fireworks come up, they look like they're right in front of you as opposed to way up in the sky or whatever we'd want to think. You get an idea of how much there is to do here by all these hotels, a million restaurants here and activities and things. We'll go see some of that in a few minutes. Yeah, imagine. You know, I even, we joke, but I even had to cancel the stream I intended to do on Saturday. I expected to be out here that day. I had to stop it because I did a Friday night stream and lost my voice again. I think I'm back to 100% now, finally, because my voice is not really scratchy or cracks, and I'm not coughing and all that stuff, not very much anyway, so. That's okay. Thank you. And thanks again, everybody, for watching. I also need some exercise. That's the whole main reason why I wanted to be out here. Got a little treadmill thing and everything else that I walk past every morning and don't use, but actually being out and going for a walk like this is better. I'm sure everybody would agree. Yeah, I think we lost a few people because of that redirect glitch. So this is a tower that I talk about all the time. It's called the Skylon Tower. There's a restaurant up there. It spins. I forget how long it takes, if it's 90 minutes like the CN Tower in Toronto. So you get a view of the city and the falls. Everybody does. And then those are the LED panels that shine the light show onto the falls. That's really spectacular, actually, too. Now the mist is on us like it's raining. I'm gonna have to take a moment and wipe the glasses off here. You can let me know if it gets on the lens. I'm trying to direct the camera away from the mist for a second here. I'll get back to the falls in a moment. Rambling with the Brooms, good to see you in the house. Another fellow Canadian is here. Hopefully I'm going to meet up with him in April. So that'll only be about a month from now. He only lives a few hours away, 4 or 6 hours, something like that, but he's going to be around the Toronto area. I don't know if he'll get down to Niagara Falls, but we'll get a chance to meet up. He's got more of a homesteading channel. I think everybody right now here knows each other anyway. Thanks everybody for watching. If you're watching and not in the chat, I hope you'll come in and say hi. We have a lot of friendly faces here. I have yet to, on the American side, get over to some of these lookout points. I think we can see a few people over there, but I'm unsure. That's the American Falls there. It's really something to see in the winter when it's covered with ice. It looks like it's covered with snow, in my opinion, but that's really just the white water. What do you call it? White water that comes off the force of the falls getting into the river. There could be some snow or a tiny amount of ice there. I doubt it right now, but it's the Niagara Falls are something to see in the winter too. Just no chance this year. Literally, we have the same winter as any country that's in our climate, and I only had to shovel snow once this year. Reese Blissful Connections, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, that's nice of you to say P&J's Homestead, but I have to wonder sometimes. Pete has been in close to 1,000 streams that I've either done or been a part of, and he's heard me say the same things over and over and over again. So for instance, who remembers the hot dog speech during the pandemic? when you couldn't go inside, but you were allowed to serve food outside, this place here, which used to, has a gift shop and a restaurant, was, they had tables outside in the front there, and they were just barbecuing hot dogs. And Kristen will have to remind me, I forget, I don't think it was $7, I think it was $9 or 12 or some ridiculous amount for, a hot dog. I mean, when you're in a touristy area, you have to know you're going to pay whatever it costs. Cabaret Gaming, good to see you here. You can see the boats that I was talking about off in the distance. That green one under the bridge, if we want to say that, is the Maid of the Mist. You know that from television and movies. The Canadian version of it is called the Hornblower. You can barely see them right now on the left-hand side at the bottom of the zip line area. But they'll be going through maintenance and whatever else they have to do to get ready for the season. Hopefully I'm not getting water on the lens here. Mist is chasing me. So if I give you a bit of a look right now, I'll look back the way I came, and you can see that right after that crossing for the road, the ground is completely soaked. Looks like rain. Feels like rain. I somewhat figured there'd be more people out right now just because of the weather's been so good for so many weeks. People might have started planning a little bit early, but I think this is about what we would have expected for this time of year. Maybe even less compared to other years. But I'm sure that it is going to be full force when we get around to April and May this year and the summer. The downtown area of Niagara Falls is not the same as where we are right now in the touristy type areas. It's a little farther north, actually. And Kristen, when she was working downtown, she's moved locations a couple times, had a drive. I think she did one on her channel as well to show everybody. But what a pleasant idea. Even when I come back down here from Toronto, I tend to drive, even if it's super late at night, by the falls just to have a look. I never get tired of being here. Oh, and thank you, P&J's. Yeah, it might improve as time goes on. The way that the algorithm is supposed to work is similar to Twitch or TikTok, where the longer you're on, the more people come through. Whereas with YouTube, traditional live streams, we're used to having a burst at the beginning and things thinning off. Most of us have seen people do 2 or 3 hour live streams, but no matter how many subscribers they have, by the time the third hour passes, there's 2 or 3 people in the chat. Sometimes they start with 50, right? A lot of park area around here too. Families come, set out blankets and hang out and have lunches and dinners and everything else. There's so much to do over here for everybody, no matter what you like. And lots of these lookout areas as well. Those take a $2 coin. I don't have one on me to show you, but anybody could look that up easily. I've often been here for streams and things like that. Oh, you gain over time, says Scott. Scott's been at it a long time. So yeah, I could very much be wrong. I promise you, I've been corrected a million times. But yeah, Scott's been doing, he was doing, I think, Friday and Saturday for a long time. It switched that to Thursday and Friday, if I'm right. Cook and Vibe with Anne-Marie Love. Good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. There's the, it's the tram. I call it a tram. I don't know what the right term is for that thing. That goes down to bring you to the Hornblower. And you can somewhat see the zip lines here over the trees. We'll go over to the zip line tower. I hadn't been zip lining ever, and then Kristen and I went to a place called Blue Mountain. It's about 2 hours away from where we are here. It's another resort type area. They have skiing in the winter as well as like summer activities, which I didn't know. I always thought it was just a skiing town, but when we went up there, we went in the summer, and that was where we went on the first zip line. That one was exciting and fast. This one here is more slow and enjoyable, if you wanted to say that. But like I said, I got a perfect POV video on the channel if you wanted to see what that's like. Someday we'll get there again. It was windy when I started here. When I first started the stream, it was unbelievably windy over by close to the parking lot and where the buses are. But it's not too terrible right this second, it seems. Played a lot of hockey and skated a lot when I was a kid. I don't remember skiing. I feel like I vaguely remember going on a ski trip, but I was one of the kids that didn't want to do anything all the time. So I'd be like, my leg hurts, I don't want to do this, and I'm tired, and blah blah blah. I don't even think I would have made it to the bunny hill. Tried water skiing. I got myself dragged by my cousins under the water for I don't know how long. So that didn't work out either. I guess we're lucky we got out early enough. It doesn't look like winter, but the trees are just barely starting to get their buds for their leaves and flowers and everything else. 49 more. Good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. I set up quite a few Tuber Chat live streams, by the way, so the schedule is out there. There's a big day towards the end of the month. Jessie Miller Unboxings and More has a birthday on the 30th. She's going to do a stream before Tuber Chat that day that's going to have I forget. It's her pre-birthday stream. And then Just Jason Keto and More is going to go after Tuber Chat on the 28th and do a giveaway for his 2000. I'll show you exactly where I stand to shoot the fireworks too. because if you've managed to see the firework videos, you notice that they're like just, it's not that it takes talent, of course, but they're filmed perfectly just because the positioning is right. So I watched a few videos that other people had done and then came down and figured out the best spot, and they're like right centered on the screen. And the show lasts for about 5 minutes, so I was able to cut some shorts out of that too. I did that a couple of times. Second round of shorts. I said I wasn't going to put them out every day. I think I did, right? I put them like one day after the other for 6 days in a row. They didn't fly the way I thought they might. Around here is where I met up with Mr. Joshi, another YouTuber from the Tuber Chat family, and met up with a couple people down here. Grayson Flyer, good to see you in the house. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. If anybody's watching but not chatting, I hope you'll come into the chat. You might have to refresh, I'm not sure, after you subscribe. And we've got a lot of familiar faces here. I'll show you for 1 second. Look at that Niagara sky wheel. I always forget the height of it. If it's 117, does it make sense? 117 feet or 127 or something like that? We'll go and see that in a few minutes too. So this is the zip line tower, and I stand right there where these people are enjoying the view for the fireworks. Next time I go, I'll stand up on I'll go up the stairs. They block it off, but I'll just hop over the railing. A few people do that anyway. And you can see the view that we got here. Yeah, Kristen's right about that. It's one of our pictures. It's on one of our Facebook profiles. I think I have it on mine. Oh, look at the zip line's going now. Oh, 175 feet. Wow, I was wrong every time. Thank you, Scratcher PPA. See, I mean, it's not the fastest zip line in the world, but it's quite an experience. They keep that going right into the evening, too. So you can do that while the light show's going and everything else. This area down here, there's a restaurant right in front of us there. It says Grandview, and I'll walk around here so you can see. There's a gift shop right underneath us. I'm walking over top of it right now, but they put tables out here where all those lookout areas are under the walkway or balcony, whatever we want to call this. So you can literally sit outdoors, have a beautiful view from the food in the restaurant. Just basic stuff over there. I think we had hamburgers when we were there. Like I keep saying, Niagara Falls is a beautiful city. It really is. I'll get moving again in another second here. I think P&J's that it's just that I talk so much that I managed to probably cover everything 3 times. I've even been telling Kristen literally lately, I've been like, I gotta learn to stop talking. I know the lesson. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. You're supposed to listen twice as much as you talk. And it's such a struggle for me. Oh, is it actually snowing? Maybe I thought that I was feeling a little bit more mist. It might be like just 1 or 2 snowflakes and this and that. I just want to hang out for a second, see if we'll see somebody else go down the zip line. And then we'll get moving again. Some of you have seen I started to work from an office that I'm renting now. So the idea is hopefully I'll get to pre-recording some of the stuff that we need for Tuber Chat so I can do a better job of thoroughly explaining some of the things I've started to cut corners on, let's say. And I won't have to use the voice so much because I'll some of the things I repeat 5 times I can run a video and get some helpful stuff on that channel. But I hope to do a lot more panels too now, especially that I've got a better place to sit and not have the green screen and this and that. Fairbrick Studio, good to see you here. I'm watching the top of the zipline tower, and there's activity up. Excuse me, there's a lot of their staff is running around. I just can't tell if anybody's ready to go. Give it another minute, and if they are not going to go, I'll get moving. I always just assume everybody wants to see the zipline. Thanks everyone for watching. Try to get out here at least a few times a year. I'm hoping to step it up, but we'll see. I try to catch at least 1 stream in every season. Get a bit of the nightlife as well. I hope you'll subscribe if you're not already subscribed, if you're watching and not in the chat with us. But we got a lot of friendly people in the chat as well, so I hope you'll say hello if you've been watching. I can see people getting the gear on up there, so they'll be likely going in another moment here. Yeah, the falls are lit up, and the whole area we're going to go and see is lit up. I don't know if you can see on the Skylon Tower there, the elevator is on the outside. I didn't realize that a long time ago. I mean, I know it, but somebody pointed it out in one of the streams. So unlike the CN Tower in Toronto where the elevator is enclosed, that's a pod that's like literally like going up and down the side of the building. Kind of cool to see. Done a short of that as well. I never did switch out my SIM card, so I'm still using the iPhone 12 mini to film right now. And DJI Osmo 4 gimbal. I never upgraded because I love this gimbal. I might get a 6. I heard they stopped making them. I could be wrong about that. And then I'm using that stand that seems to be racing right now in views. I'm getting about 1,400 views a month on a sponsored video, if you could believe that, for the plastic stand. I did a newer one of a aluminum alloy stand that they gave me afterwards, but this plastic stand, they're both fantastic. This is literally the best stand I've seen or owned. So I just screw the gimbal onto the top of the stand, and now I've got it sitting on its feet, so it's nice and stable. Obviously it extends as well. It's meant to be used as, it could be a selfie stick kind of thing, or you can use it as an almost tripod. So, when we're outdoor live streaming, sometimes you got to put the phone down. There's nowhere to put it down, especially if you got to stand in the same spot for a long period of time. But these stands make it so easy. Rushing Wind Mountains in the house. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. I insist that these people are just about ready to go. Makes me want to be one of those annoying guys that just yells at everybody and like shout up there, "Hey, you guys going, or what are you doing?" I could be mistaken. It might be just the staff playing around with the equipment or trying to test it out. We'll come back after. There's the horn blower. Some people working down there. It's the Canadian version of the Maid of the Mist. You got a few of them. I think there's 3 each or something like that. I'm sure they have more ready to go if they need one. We'll go up to the really touristy area. It's called Clifton Hill. This is where all the restaurants and activities and mini golf and the Sky Wheel, the Mario Kart inspired go-kart track is up there. We'll go see that. You can see the logo for the Hard Rock Cafe. I usually never walk over there. There's not much to see over there. There's a few things. The Hershey store is there. All the Hershey and Reese stuff you can handle. And thanks everybody for hanging out. There's the border, literally, where our American friends will cross. Fishhead Videos, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Should be going in a second. They got an advanced green on our side here. There's lots to see up this street. It's been referred to many times as like a mini Vegas, although it's more family friendly than anything else. But between the gift shops and the treats like the ice cream and the beaver tails and everything else, there's just about everything there. We've watched the fudge get made a couple of times too. See if they're doing that. Niagara Falls, the city's grown. It's about to explode, and it looks like they've changed some laws around here. So most of the apartment buildings and things that you see are only 3 stories high. They're starting to build them at 4 stories. I'm sure 5 is next. But they've got a lot of the major businesses, banks, and things like that have started to relocate to the southwestern corner of the city. And that tells us that a lot more real estate is about to be built. So anything new here seems to be coming in around 700, 800,000 for small townhouses and things like that. You can still find houses, I believe, at 400,000, maybe even a little bit less if you shop. If you buy something that's 50 years old, which is, in my opinion, not bad. You get an idea. There's a few things down the street there, but not a ton. And this is a mix of independent and franchises. So you see Wendy's in front of me. Ruby Tuesday, I forget if our friends have that. Burger King's up there. Boston Pizza. Signs here, games, rides, arcade, bowling alley, everything else. And some of you know I was off for a couple of weeks there, basically resting and getting no physical activity of any kind, so you can listen to me huff and puff my way up the hill now. There was a Harley Davidson store up the street here, but that's gone now. I often talk about the Wax Museum. They did a streamer video there, and they had somebody come from the area, director of marketing for Clifton Hill, come and assist. That was really cool because they helped do a much better job than I could have done myself describing everything in there. Somebody like myself literally grew up with arcades in the 1970s and 80s. But this is what a more updated arcade looks like now. You get an idea of the size of the place. All this time I didn't realize they had a interactive dark ride, they call this. It's similar to those chairs at Disney, right? They're not making fudge right now, but there's the area. All kinds of interesting treats in there. Let's see if I can get in the store. Have a look around the candy store. They got rules here about not filming the staff without permission, so I'll be careful with that for right now. I just wanted to take a peek in there. This place where it says toys with the moose, that's where the Harley Davidson store used to be. I was lucky to get through there a couple of times in the streams. Meditation Paradise Land, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. That's Skywheel. 175 feet, apparently. So thank you again, Scratcher PPA, for catching that. I think we did that as a stream, Kristen and I. We've been on it a couple of times. Oh, one of my favorite way back playbacks. Black Box. 1989 or 1990. Oh, what does it cost? Let me look. They give you a pass. For the life of me, I can't remember how much it was when we were here last. But they have these passes that give you like 4 or 5 activities, including the mini golf next door. So if you buy the pass, it's $40, and then it gives you, I don't know if you can see through the window here well enough, Zombie Attack, Wax Museum, one of the 2 golf places, which is the Wizards Golf I'll show you in a second, or the Dinosaur Golf I'll be in front of in a moment. Carnival Chaos, which I haven't quite seen that unless that's in the arcade. Ghost Blasters Dark Ride we just saw, and Toy Store 4D Ride, which is something else as well. We've had passes like that. There's another different pass on the other side of the street too. There's a monstrous gift shop. We've been in there once, and of course the world famous Canadian Tim Hortons that we all talk about so often. So this is the Dinosaur Adventure Golf. I guess it's not open right now. The Wizard Golf might be. I'll show you that in a second. You can see how elaborate this is. I like mini golf as much as anybody. There's a Skyline Tower in the background, so you can start getting an idea of where we are. There's the go-kart track. We'll see that in a moment. There's the Carnival Chaos. So I hadn't noticed that before, but that's part of that pass. Ripley's owns half the block now, or rents half the block. That's one of those Ripley's, believe it or not, museum attraction things. Here's the Wizards Golf. It's an indoor thing. I haven't been in there, but that's the other. You get to pick one of the 2 when you buy that pass for the mini golf. Yeah, thank you, Jason. Thank you, everybody, for being here. So this is what a lot of people refer to as a Mario Kart-inspired Niagara Speedway go-kart track. I have to admit, I don't know the price of this either. So we're out of season, so a lot of stuff's not open and running. And as we get over to the street, you get an idea of how many restaurants, gift shops, hotels and motels and everything else there is. Niagara Falls is known as the honeymoon capital of the world. I believe they've given a lot of trips over here on The Price is Right. Get out here again when the weather gets a little bit better. I expect to do a lot of live streams, but at least I know I'm out when it's season-ish. After Easter, things will really pick up. Actually, Easter weekend, I'm sure. This place is really interesting. So this is just a franchise or a chain. Kelsey's popular. They're all over the place around here, different cities. But look at all those garage doors. Somehow during the pandemic, while every other restaurant had to be closed, they were open. And I'm sure that's because they got to do a loophole that says the whole place is an outdoor patio. Probably because they've got openings on 3 sides, essentially. But that's an assumption. I used to work in restaurants and bars, so I wonder. More attractions and stuff up the street over there, down the street over here. Another Ripley's selfie studio there. Yeah, like I said, Ripley's owns half the block. Beaver Tails is a Canadian thing. They have these in all the popular touristy areas. Like I think they had it at Blue Mountain. They have it at Wonderland, our theme park. And it's just a piece of pastry with candy and toppings and ice cream and chocolate chips and syrup and who knows what else. Everything. Two casinos in this town too. Casino Niagara is the original, and then Falls View Casino. And if you look down the street there, you see that upside down house is another attraction. There was a bar up on top of one of the places there. You see the black paint and everything. It was a little mini nightclub, and had my eye on that place when I first got here. Not that I'm in any position to buy a bar, but I was praying, and ended up selling it to a comedy club, and then the pandemic came, and I figure I dodged a bullet there. Opening a business like that right before a shutdown for 2 years is, wow. I don't know who has that kind of luck. We'll head back down the way we came now. They got rules down here while we're filming. One company owns most of everything, or at least the gift shops here. So they don't want the staff filmed without permission. So you have to be careful. One day I went through a couple of these, and some of these gift shops, indoors connect with each other. And I kind of peeked around the corner and said, hey, I'm live on YouTube. Is that okay? And they're like, yeah, but don't film the staff. Okay, no problem. And then as I got around the corner, one of the staff just happened to walk right by, and I was like, ah! And then I just ignored it, but afterwards, of course, a comment comes in, of course I knew it, you filmed my friend, and they got all upset for a second. It's okay, I just went back and deleted it. Deleted the part anyway. Here. We're heading back towards the falls now. Thanks everyone again for being here. If you haven't already given a thumbs up, I hope you will. Those really do help. Right up here is where Gypsy Luciano would be playing music for everybody, busking on the side of the street. But I'd like to think I had a part in inspiring him to start his own YouTube channel, because I'd been by him a few times. I always stop and watch him play, and I told him, like, we're on YouTube, check it out. And then he was so excited when I saw him one day to tell me, like, hey, look, I started my own YouTube channel. And he had a little sign out there that says, follow me on YouTube. I haven't seen him in a while. I haven't seen him since the pandemic, so hopefully he'll be back out. Soon enough I'll get a chance to get back over the States. I haven't been over it so long. When Kristen and I started dating, we went over there a few times. Thank you. I tell this story all the time just because I think it's funny, but we went over there, and Canada hasn't had an Olive Garden, or at least we haven't in my area for as long as I love lots of food. Everything. Italian is my choice. And Olive Garden has that one plate, for those of you who've been there, the tour of Italy. Now they have two different ones. And I forget what's on it exactly, but I think it's like chicken parmesan and fettuccine alfredo and lasagna. I'm like, oh my God, all on one plate. Are you serious? And so we went down there probably for an anniversary. And like I said, we've been together for a little more than 8 years now. So many outings we've had. But we went over there, and as we got to the border agent, the woman says, oh, where are you going? We're like, going to the Olive Garden. And I happened to have dressed with a button shirt and a blazer. Nothing spectacular, but she's like, I think you're a little overdressed for the Olive Garden, And I can't help but laugh. I don't remember what it was like. It's been years and years and years since I've been there, but I guess a little more friendly than I remembered. But it doesn't matter. It was an occasion for us, so. Pretty witty and risky. Thank you for coming in. So that's, if you just head down there, that's where the gift shop and that restaurant were that I was talking about earlier. They often bring different things around here. For some of you who have seen those popular signs, like Toronto has one, and most cities have them now. Ottawa has one. I've done lots of streams over there. They bring out these signs that say peace or love or hope or whatever it is. And they just come out for what I'm assuming is a week or a weekend at a time. Just so that when people are coming down here, I'm assuming regularly, they can take different selfies and things. So you can see where we are, back towards the city. Zipline area is right in front of us again. See if I can catch another go if anybody's going. I won't wait it out though. If they're going, they're going. If not, we'll keep walking. My truck is starting to make noise. Thing's 11 years old now, but I'm hearing the exhaust a little bit, and I felt like today I heard it a little bit more. So I'm taking it in to get it looked at, and I expect bad news. I'm not usually pessimistic, but then again, 11 years is a long time. I've put over 300,000 kilometers on that thing, but that engine should only be halfway through its life. So if something's wrong with the exhaust, you have to fix it. Otherwise, you're putting too much pressure on the engine, and I've been through that before when I was much younger and had a beater of a car and couldn't afford to fix it, and something on the road I ran over and it hit the exhaust and ripped a hole in it. I never could afford to fix it, so I didn't bother. That car, while I was driving, burst into flames. That is not an exaggeration. It started with white smoke, turned into black smoke, and just as I got to where I was about to park, flames started coming up through the engine. So that was the end of that. And I hopefully have learned that lesson. So when anything's wrong with a vehicle now, it goes right in to have it looked at. And I have a great mechanic in Niagara as well. They are fair, and they do a good job of saying, look, you need to fix this, you just shouldn't worry about that, you know, kind of thing. We all know the value of a good mechanic these days. Pardon me. Goes the elevator again, going down the side of the Skyline Tower, if you can see that yellow pod. Yeah, nobody's going on the zip line right now. So thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. Still got a while to go. I'll walk back to where we started from. Get a closer look at the Horseshoe Falls. Again, this is the American Falls, of course. And that little piece on the side is actually its own waterfall called the Bridal Veil Falls. So as a mental note, we know that I use the Streamlabs app to do this vertical stream today. I say this because all of us and everybody in the chat seems to have a channel, right? So I wonder if there will be a difference if I do another one of these with just the YouTube app instead of Streamlabs, if it'll push any harder. I've wondered before about the thumbnail too, because you know I like to make custom thumbnails for everything, especially live as well as live streams. But I wondered if that was a thing, like, you know, maybe YouTube wants to push the pop-up stuff more than the planned things. Again, grasping at straws, constantly trying to figure out any little tiny edge we can get for a few more viewers, a few more views. Things like that.
So I don't get that, and the fact that we get our channel
if you were going to go for a walk for an hour, why wouldn't you come over here, you know? It happened, everyone. Mark your date on your calendars. I ran out of things to say. Better way to put it is I ran out of things to say again for the 100th time. Weather comes up by Nightbot every once in a while, but it's, I forget what the Fahrenheit is, if it's 31 or something like that, but it's around 0 or -1 Celsius. We use the metric in Canada. We can use simple social cues here to figure out where the best spots are to look at everything. They've invested all this money and all this stuff, so I don't have to pick a spot. I can just go in the middle of theirs. Around here is where I often am when I'm filming the American Falls like this. I forget how long the video or stream was that I did just of the light show. They have a schedule to tell you what time it comes on. I can't remember if it's 8 or 9 o'clock. You have to watch a sunset too. I gotta find this website that I found last year. I shared it with a friend, Two Pineapples. Some of you know them as well. But what this website does, I'm sure you can find it by looking it up on Google. It tells you exactly where and when the sun is gonna rise compared to where you are. And it basically like almost kind of draws a line as to where you can expect to be. So if you wanted to film a sunrise or a sunset, you could position yourself perfectly based on how you wanted it to look. So if I wanted to make sure I catch the falls and a sunrise if it was possible, then you could. And I can't remember which is which, whether you can't catch one or the other here because of geographically the way this is set. Holly's Adventures, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. As most of you have heard me say a million times, I am absolutely enthralled with the internet and all websites and features and even the new AI stuff. But it's incredible the things that have been available to us even for the last couple of decades. If we just think about it and go and look, but I discover new websites all the time, new services, try to figure out ways we can use them or utilize them. I gotta stop for a second here. I've got a shoelace that's gone rogue. So there you go. Yeah, it's just 0 now. ask a favor from any of the moderators. Kristen's still there, Pete's probably still there. If you don't mind dropping the link for the music channel, please, thank you. The live stream that's on right now. And then we'll be probably done here in less than 10 minutes, closer to 5, I'm thinking. Thank you. I thought I had it ready. I copied the link so that I could paste it in, but I guess there's a time limit on that on the iPhone. It'll redirect anyway, but if anybody wants to come over there, I think everybody here has seen it, but the copyright-free music channel has a virtual 24-hour live stream. Thank you, Scratcher PPA. That has a virtual nightclub going and a video game in the chat, and people trickle in and out of there all the time. But all the music is copyright-free. Everybody can use it for their streams and videos, and I make sure that the live streams have no other sounds. So if you're doing a live stream and you need a background music, you could just run it in the background. Lots of people have done that too. Probably gonna get water all over the lens. I can feel the mist. I can see it now, but I won't bother worrying about it. We finish the live stream momentarily. So thank you again, everybody, for hanging out. Please don't forget a thumbs up if you didn't already remember. They really do help. I'll try to get out here again without too much time in between. Not going to do a drive stream tonight. I thought I might, but I'm not going to do that. I saw how shaky and horrible it was the other day. I need another stand. I was looking at stands at Best Buy, but they didn't have anything off the rack that I wanted. There's a problem a lot of these companies are going to have now. You don't have enough different variety, so we're going to it's okay, I'll just order it on Amazon. It'll come tomorrow anyway, right? Why Amazon continues to win. Well, thank you again, everybody, for joining me. Like I said, I'll try to get out again without too much time in between. Weather should be getting good starting next week, I believe. Canadian family life yet. I never get tired of this area. And then thank you one more time. Thanks everybody. We'll see you again soon.